Man, I really wish I had the best trail camera in the world. Oh wait, I do. It's an Exodus trail camera, guys. Do you want one? We're gonna give one away. Simple as this. Like our videos, subscribe to our channel, and comment for extra entries. If you're a subscriber, long-term subscriber, you know the drill. You know how this works. If you're new, that's how you do it. Simple as that. We're gonna give one of these bad boys away. If you want to win, like, comment, and subscribe. Free camera? Why not?
How to increase your buck sightings by 3 times, guys. There's a way. And there's a lot of different things we could talk about in this video. You know, have food on your property and do timber stand improvement, all these other things. Basically, what I want to get into is a little bit of a story that I was told, or I guess I'll tell a story for you guys. I was up at one of our hunting camps in Wisconsin this year, and got to talking about, you know, the type of gear that we take into the woods as hunters, and I was absolutely shocked as to how certain products or things that certain people were not taking into the woods that will 100% increase the amount of deer that you're seeing. Okay, and it'll increase your odds of success to a T. I mean, there's no doubt about it. And ever since I switched over and started doing this given tactic or using this strategy or using these products. And I don't mean for this to sound like a gimmick video, like you have to have this product in order to see more deer or do whatever, but it's 100% fact. And if you're not, using these tools, you're screwing up. Before we get into that though, it is booking season. Head over to whitetaillandmanagementservices.com, hit the contact tab, shoot me a message if you're interested in learning about timber stand improvement on your property, how to make money on your property, how to pull more bucks off your neighbor's property, all that good stuff. This is the time of year in which we really want to get something on the books and make improvements to a property and get a long-term plan going. So if that's something you have interest in, get a hold of us. If I had to be completely honest, we're damn near booked up for the year. It's just how this goes. We book up every year. We got a handful of openings in a couple states left. So if it's something you have interest in, now is the time to get a hold of me ASAP. Number 2, head over to eurooptic.com. Code WLMSVTX10 will get you 10% off of optics. It's almost Christmas. Go get yourself a pair of optics. Especially at 10% off. That's a hell of a deal. And then head over to vortexoptics.com. Yeah, that's it. Vortexoptics.com. Use code WLM20 and you get 20% off their apparel. I promise you, they got some of the sweetest apparel around. I pretty much just wear Vortex apparel all the time now. I don't really even own anything else. Just their casual stuff. But let's get into it. Okay, so like I said, I was up at a local deer camp in Wisconsin, and I got to talking to some of the older guys. And we're talking about kind of gear we're taking into the woods, and I'm talking about, hey, I got this new scope on my gun, and this kind of gun I'm shooting, and this and that. You're just shooting the shit, I guess you could say, and kind of getting to know everybody's setups and things like that. And I was kind of saying, I always carry maybe a set of binos with me, a couple other things, and it got to the point where a lot of guys were kind of looking at me like, why do you carry binos with you? Because you have a rifle scope. And let's say it's not even bow season. A lot of these guys still were not carrying binos because the thought process was, well, I can't shoot them anyway. Well, my thought process was that if I see a deer, even if he's 100, 200, 300 yards away, and it's bow season or it's gun season, whatever, it can still dictate what I do in the future, in my future hunts, things like that. So what I'm getting at, guys, is if you are not carrying a set of binoculars, I don't care if you buy yourself a $50 pair, something to magnify your vision. If you're not carrying binos into the woods with you during gun seasons, bow seasons, you're really screwing up, and you're definitely seeing less deer. So one of the tactics and tricks that I like to use is pulling up those binos. And a lot of times when you're sitting there and you're probably looking down at your phone and you're really not, you're not doing anything to help yourself in the tree stand because you're not looking for deer, pull them binos up and just start scanning. Just look through the timber, especially in thick timber. A lot of people would think that they don't need binos because they can only see 70 yards in the timber. And I understand that, but also if you really look into the brush with a magnified view of 4 times better, 6 times better, 10 times better, 12 times better, depending on your binos, 8 times better. Well, that's 8 times better than what your eyes can see. So you can really pick in on those little pieces of brush and see the movement, which allows you, one, in a bow scenario, to get up and get set and get ready before that deer closes the distance. And 2, it's just, it may dictate how your hunt goes in the future, or where you set up, or you find the entrance trail into the bedding area, or however you're hunting. If you're not carrying binos, you're missing a lot, guys. It's almost as big of a crime as sitting on your phone and not looking at all, because if you can take binos into the woods and use them, and figure out more about the deer movement and the deer patterns and things like that, why wouldn't you? Another reason I really like to use them, especially during gun season, which a lot of people don't, because they have optics on their scope, which are great. It's honestly a safety reason for me. Just because I see movement doesn't mean I should be throwing up my gun scope and double checking what it is. Finger off the trigger, whatever. I still don't feel like that's the right thing to be doing. I understand some of you are doing it. A lot of you have faith in you know, in your eyes and whatever else. But it's just one of those things where, hell, you don't know if somebody's out in the woods and they're not wearing orange or whatever the case is. I'd rather be safe than sorry. So if I see movement, the first thing that I'm doing, whether it's with a bow or a gun, is I'm pulling up my binos, guys. And I would say that that's at the very least going to increase your sightings by 3 times, okay? If not more. And if you're really sitting out someplace where you can see a long distance, once again, what are you doing if you're not bringing binos out with you? Sure, they might not be within bow range or even gun range, but if you can learn more about the entire situation, it makes sense. And that's something I would always recommend that you do. You know, is pick apart the situation, analyze the situation, ask yourself why. Well, if you have more intel, kind of like you get from a trail cam or anything else, by a visual sighting or having a visual sighting with a deer by using binoculars or any sort of other optics. Maybe you're just sitting from the road and glassing from afar, which is a whole other topic from a different day. Scouting from afar with optics. It's a no-brainer, guys. So if you can figure out more intel, calculate that into your mental program of what the deer are doing, where the bedding is, where the food is, what the deer are doing, and you visually see that with your binoculars, you figure out the situation, your success goes through the roof. And I'd say at least 3 times better, because you know you can really range out and see a long distance at that point. So it might be a little bit goofy to some of you. You might think, you know, I've never carried binos into the woods. I'm asking you, take them out one season, take them out one day, just give it a try and see if you don't pick up deer that you would have otherwise never picked up in the timber. And I bet you will, because it's happened to me many times and gotten me ready for opportunities long before those deer ever got within range. And that would have never been the case if I didn't have them. So with that being said, guys, if you really like these quick tips, you like these video topics, you like to learn about habitat, you like to learn about hunting in general, like, comment, and subscribe to our channel. We're always doing giveaways, and if you're commenting, it gets you extra entries in our giveaways. And if you're subscribed, obviously you're entered as well. So if you guys like free stuff, if you like learning more, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. I'll see you next video.